Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Clancy, owner, designer, and creator at Mommy's Monograms. I want to thank each of you who watched my last video, How to Tie the Perfect Bow. I received a ton of messages via Facebook and about how you tied the perfect bow and the success you had, and a few people who were actually brave enough to post their pictures on our Facebook page, so thank you. Today's video is going to cover how to make tissue pom-poms or tissue flowers. I've had a lot of requests for this. It's the time of season where there's bridal showers, baby showers, with wedding season coming up, graduation, and people are looking to add that pop of color to their parties, and they want to do it at low cost. So today we're going to be covering how to do that. So in the first step of making your tissue pom-poms and flowers is you want to get a sheet of tissue paper. Now there's probably about 5 to 6 sheets that come in here. Obviously the more sheets of tissue paper you use, the fluffier that your flower is going to be. So you want to choose your color. You can use any color. And the first step that you want to do is you want to actually just cut it right in half. So I'm just going to cut it right in half here. Doesn't have to be perfect. What we're going to simply do is we're going to make a fan-like shape on each of these. So once you have them cut in half, you're going to want to take one of the ends and you're going to want to turn it up probably about 1.5 inches, no more than that, so you can see. You're going to flip it over and you'll do the exact same thing. And you'll continue to flip it back over and continue folding it until you have reached the end, much like you'd make a fan out of paper. Once you've completed folding both your pieces, here you can see, and here's another one, you want to lay them on top of each other. As you can see, one is just a little bit taller than the other. So we want to trim this so that they are equal when we are finished. Once we've made them equal with each other, we're going to want to take each of them and we're just going to want to round the edges. Now, again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you're just going to want to round the edges on each side of these by cutting a half circle on the end of the tissue paper. Oh. There. You're going to want to do that with both pieces before we get started. Now, for the next step in the process, once you've rounded your edges out on each of them, and again, you just want to put them up to each other, make sure after you rounded them that both pieces are equal. You're going to want to take some string. I've chosen some sparkly silver ribbon. Honestly, you're not going to see this portion of it, so it doesn't matter what it is. I've used twine before. I've used yarn. You can use thread as well. You just want to take and make sure that it is folded equally in half, and the crease is where you're going to want to tie your ribbon. And you don't have to tie it super tight, but you definitely want to make sure it's on there so this doesn't fall apart. Now I'm going to tie it in a knot just to make sure it stays. You can see, it doesn't have to be tight. And you can do it super tight if you want. This is just, my personal preference. Trim off the excess. And then you're ready to get started for the next step. The next step is what you want to do is you want to take and fan out your tissue paper. You can fan out that side, and then you want to fan out this side. So, as you can see, looks kind of like a pinwheel. And then to begin the process of creating your tissue flower is you're going to pull up one layer at a time on each side. And you don't have to be super careful, just don't rip it, but if it gets crumpled, that's okay. So you're going to pull up each of those sides. It's a little difficult with the folds, but if you take your time, you won't rip the paper. So as you can see, my flower is starting to form. Again, continue to pull up on the tissue paper, splitting it from the other side. And now if you remember from the beginning, we had 2 of these. So although this isn't complete, once it is complete, it's going to look like this. I have a couple colors for you to see. Now you can see that these are only each a half. By having 2, you'll be able to put them together with string, and you can hang them from your ceiling. You can hang them from anywhere for decorations for parties. Simply slip the string in between the 2, and there you are, you're good to go. Now that you've learned how to make the tissue flower in the Pom Pom, the decoration possibilities are limitless. They don't necessarily all have to be this size. Keep in mind that these make great decorations on top of your napkin and silverware for a brunch or a dinner party. You'd simply just make your starting length of your tissue paper half of what it was and do the exact same thing. Again, these can be set on top of presents. They can be put together to hang as decoration balls at any types of parties. Another tip for finding tissue paper very cheap is I find that at Michael's craft stores, they typically have coupons in all Sunday papers, and you can buy a pack of multicolored tissue paper originally for around $6 to $7, and most of the coupons, like I said, that they offer on the Sunday paper are 40 to 50% off. So you're getting over 100 sheets of paper, and you're only needing anywhere from 6 to 8 to make one side of the paper flower. You can really decorate and make a big impact on a really small budget. Thanks everyone for watching. Look for our next how-to video in a few weeks on our Facebook page of Mommy's Monograms. The information will be provided for that after this video. And if you're brave enough to post pictures of the flower pom-poms that you've made, I would love to see them. Thanks everyone. Have a great day.